Hey gang, Jesse here at EC Auto Repair. And so going through one of our frequently asked questions, and one of the things that we get asked is, why is it so expensive to replace a battery in my car? And aren't all batteries created equal? Those are both very good questions, and honestly, I'm so glad you asked. So there's literally flooded batteries, or there's AGM batteries. AGM stands for absorbent glass material battery. The makeup inside the batteries is completely different. The AGM batteries do cost more money than a flooded battery. And so then the question that gets asked is, can I put a flooded battery where an AGM battery goes? More often than not, no, you can't. The AGM battery has different qualities to meet the specifics of all the modules and all the electronics on that vehicle that a flooded battery can't uphold. Now, there is a possibility that on some vehicles you can use an AGM battery where a flooded battery goes and be okay, but generally you can't go the other way and use the cheaper battery in place of an AGM battery. That being said, a lot of those systems, you'll notice whenever you go to start a vehicle, this one here is a Ford Fusion. This one I don't believe has it. It just has some fuses going off to some power blocks. But on certain vehicles they actually have a battery sensor on the battery. And so if you're dealing with a jump start case and you literally just hook up your jump pack to the battery itself, there's a very huge risk of actually frying that battery health sensor. The battery health sensor, just think of it kind of like a Fitbit for the battery, right? It maintains and monitors the health of the battery. So once that sensor fries, then you might get a check engine light indicating a voltage problem. You might get a battery light on your dash, or another light that looks like a red lightning bolt going through it indicating a problem with the alternator. And I've even seen in cases where it actually pops a fuse too, so the charging circuit quits working. So it's very important to actually just hook up the battery cables the way your owner's manual instructs you to. Most of the vehicles that actually have that battery sensor on them will actually have a separate port, and it shows you to connect the cable there instead of directly at the battery. And that's why, is so you don't damage the sensor that's on the battery. So AGM batteries cost more money. That sensor is actually another component that's part of the battery cable that is in the way, so it takes a little bit longer to change that battery out. So a battery service can run a few $100s, to be honest, depending on the battery, what kind of vehicle it is. And then like on a BMW or certain European models, the battery actually has a module on it. And so every new battery has to be relearned to that car and relearned to that module. We have certain tools that we use to actually keep certain vehicles alive so they never lose power, so that all the modules don't have to be reset and they don't have to be relearned. So even something in this day and time, something as simple as changing a battery might not be quite so simple. Some of them are super simple. This car, Ford Fusion, simple to change a battery on this. Not a big deal, not an expensive option on this one, right? Like a Dodge Intrepid, some of the older ones, you actually have to pull the passenger tire off, pull the inner fender off, and the battery's up underneath the dash there, or up underneath the bumper there. And so it's a very involved process to change that battery out. It takes like an hour to do usually. So there was a different charge for that versus one that's right here on top that's easy to get to. Manufacturers are moving batteries to the trunks, they're moving them into the floorboards, they're moving them underneath the passenger seats, moving them all kinds of places, trying to get them away from the heat. The theory of operation is if they can keep that battery at a stable temperature, then it's going to enhance its ability to stay alive longer. So right here in the engine compartment, it's catching a lot of heat, so certain manufacturers have moved the battery all the way into the trunk to get it away from the heat that's in the engine. So a few questions that maybe you did or did not know about batteries. I'll see you in the next video.